There's a lot going on in the world of Magic the Gathering right now. Wizards of the Coast has decided to add something new to Magic in the form of play objects. On top of that, something quite strange has been discovered lurking deep in Magic's comprehensive rules. And that's not even all the news we have to talk about today.
Magic. I am a wizard! History. I'm an old wizard! The Magic Historian. My bones hurt.
Greetings, owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles. My friends, I hope the day finds you well because we have gathered for a cram-packed edition of Mega Magic News. There are a range of subjects that I want to talk about. Got them all listed on this page here. So let us dive in with the first item on my list. And this is specifically in regards to the water gun balloon game. So if you watched my previous video where we covered the Unfinity spoilers and the new concept that Wizards is bringing along with the unsets, where all of the uncards will not only be printed in black border, but they will also be given indicators that say whether this is considered an unsilly card and has an acorn symbol, or will have a regular foil stamp on the bottom of the card, in which case you can use these uncards in any format. So one of the things we talked about in that video was the water gun balloon game. And in the article they posted, the water gun balloon game had a holo stamp that indicated it would be usable in older formats. It wouldn't just be considered its own uncard, right? Which kind of messed people up because it's actually the promo card that is a reprint from a previous unset. So people are going, wait a minute. So this silver bordered card is now legal, and wait, on top of that, does this add the color pink into Magic the Gathering? Because the card makes pink creature tokens? What's even going on here? Well, surprise, surprise, this has never happened before. The image that Wizards of the Coast showed us wasn't the right image. This seems to be a fairly common occurrence now. We've seen this with a whole number of cards in recent times where they went, oops, yeah, that's not actually the version that we're printing out there. So it turns out that the water gun balloon game is indeed a full-on uncard. You won't be able to play with it in your legal decks or anything like that. So anybody who is excited about that, turns out that's not the case. Wizards of the Coast messed up on that. They've also clarified that the acorn symbols are also going to be on commons and uncommons. They won't be the like hollow foil stamp at the bottom, but there will be an indicator on the card to let you know whether it is indeed an uncard or an uncard. I don't even know exactly how we're gonna term these going forwards. We're in unexplored territory now. And speaking of unexplored territory and Unfinity, you've got this scenario where Unfinity is bringing something called play objects into Magic the Gathering. Now, most likely, these have something to do specifically with draft, because this is mentioned specifically that they will be including play objects in draft boosters. And there are theories floating around, and I have to say it's a pretty good theory, that it's going to actually, the play objects will be stickers. Because if you take a look at the artwork for the draft box for Unfinity, you can actually see that there is a sticker placed on it that looks like it's being peeled. It's not really a sticker, it's part of the artwork, right? But it looks like a sticker that is being peeled. And honestly, stickers feel like a realm of getting silly and going out there with the Unfinity. It makes me wonder exactly what they're going to be. Are they stickers that fundamentally change the nature of the card? Do you know what I mean? Are they just going to be silly little things? They're called play objects, right? They're not called tokens or anything else. And if they're called play objects, I have to assume they're somehow going to influence the play of the game. So are they going to be stickers that you apply to different cards on the board? Are they going to be something along the lines of when we saw the conspiracy sets come along and Wizards did that really cool draft concept where you could get agendas and things like that specifically keyed into the draft? They wouldn't work outside of draft. So I really do admit, this has my imagination fired up. I'm genuinely curious to know what it's going to be. I've always been a sucker for the unsets with their silly, goofy cards, right? So for me, I'm super excited about Unfinity. Now, next item on the list, one of the secret lair bonus cards has appeared. I'm going to put it up on the screen. It is a crazy looking persistent petitioners. I love the artwork. There's so much going on here. It actually kind of makes me think of the Where's Waldo Fibblethip secret lairs that we're going to be getting. I love that concept, by the way. We actually just got a Where's Waldo calendar in my house, and me and my lady were standing there staring at it. We're going to find you, Waldo! We're going to find you! Like, I like that kind of stuff. Anyhow, the persistent petitioners, obviously, it's not exactly done in that style. It's just giving me that vibe. It kind of feels like these petitioners are like robots. At least the one guy kind of gives me a robot vibe. And the flavor text is hilarious. It just starts out, cake. The Overmind demand cake. The Overmind demand cake. The Overmind also requires ... So I just picture this as like some robots that are sent out on behalf of the Overmind to basically constantly list all of the things that the Overmind wants. It just sounds like a zany group to me. So that was a cool little find. I definitely dig the flavor on that. Moving on to the next item on the list, that would be the strange situation with the Magic the Gathering comprehensive rules. This one is just more amusing than anything else. It's not some kind of like crazy rules hack or somebody discovered, wow, these cards don't work this particular way. No, it's something far more just kind of strange and hilarious, where essentially what happened, somebody was going through the comprehensive rules and they noticed that there was an aberration, a single solitary letter just kind of free floating between the rules. So you have all of these rules, and then in the middle, just out of nowhere, there's one letter F. And I just love the fact that it's the letter F. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what everybody is right now. Using the letter F is like, hey, it's a meme. You know what I mean? F's in the chat for when things go bad. So it's just like in the comprehensive rules, you've got this F for the comprehensive rules. They've gotten so big. Actually, people asked Mark Rosewater about this, and Rosewater said essentially something along the lines of, maybe somebody's trying to print out a message. Maybe they're trying to hide some kind of message in the rules. And I have to think that to me, it's pretty amusing. If you think about the rules, somebody's going through all the rules and they're typing all the rules, and then they just like, I don't know if you've ever done computer programming, but I have. And sometimes what you do when you're really annoyed is you go into the comment section where nobody will see this. This is inside the code, and nobody but the programmer or anyone else who looks at the code will see it. And you would just type like, oh, I hate this program so much. I'm so sick of this nonsense. I actually, one time, I forgot to take that back out of my code, and I submitted it for grading. And then the teacher was just like, you might want to remove this stuff. We all get frustrated, but you might want to remove this stuff before you submit it. So I just picture somebody who's massaging the comprehensive rules into place, and they typed a sentence that starts with the letter F. You can try and guess what it is, but think about somebody who's really frustrated with the rules, right? I just picture them typing in the rules, and then they're like, oh, I can't let my boss see that. All right, that's definitely going to get me in trouble. And then they got to go back and delete it. You know what I mean? Like, that's just fun. And it's weird, too, because it's part of the comprehensive rules is just F, bro. F, what? It's within the rules. I'm just saying, F. So, the next thing on the agenda to talk about is the Modern Band Gauntlet. So, this is actually an event that happens on MTGO. So not Arena, the other Magic the Gathering online client. And I know I don't talk about it that frequently, but when something cool comes up, I do like to point it out because I feel like MTGO is tucked away in the corner, and out of everything to do with Magic, it gets the least amount of attention and exposure. So if there's something neat going on, I think you guys might want to check out, I try and remember to bring it up. So in this case, the Modern Band Gauntlet is a event where you specifically get to use cards that are so powerful that they've been banned. So we're talking, if you think like recent times from Standard, you've got Euro, you've got Oko. If you want to go older into like older cards, you've got Hogak from the first Modern Horizons. You've got cards like Splinter Twin. all these cards are being given another opportunity to get out and slug it out. Now, I'm not 100% sure. It looks like they might be in particularly built decks or whatever, but regardless, you have the opportunity to mess around with banned cards you normally don't get to mess around with, and other people are also going to have decks full of crazy banned cards. So it's most likely going to be wild, swingy, nutty, and an experience that you normally won't get to have with Magic. So I figured I would bring that up to round out the news. The only other news item I have for you is the first installment of the Brothers War lore is available now. The Brothers War is the first epic storyline from Magic the Gathering's history. Everything before that were these little kind of like one-off storylines or whatever, but this is where it all starts with Urza and his brother Mishra at the end of next year. So by the end of 2022, the Brothers War set is going to be released. The first video of the Brothers War lore is done and available on my other channel, Fantasy Geographic. I'm going to leave it up here on the screen for you guys to go and enjoy. Check it out. It's really good. Big thank you to all of my patrons, and I will see you, my friends, in the next video.